Well, Gaffer, transfer window has closed. Is that a relief for you now? 3 new faces on deadline day. How pleased were you to get everything done? How pleased are you now the transfer window's closed?
Yeah, honestly, Phil, some of the best moments for me as a manager are when that window closes. You've got what you've got, you know what you are, and it's a challenge for managers. You know, you've got to adapt. You've got to make the best. I believe that I'm a manager. If somebody says, what kind of manager are you? I'll say, well, what kind of people have I got? And I'll tell you how I'll manage them, because I'll get the best out of whatever people give me. Whatever they give me, I'll get the best out of them. The beauty of being here was I was able to pick a lot of what I wanted and go after them and realise those transfers coming in. You know, I think we've done very well. I'm really pleased with the window where it's gone. I would have been pleased with not getting as many, you know. I think we've got the perfect number now of what I want. I'd have been happy one short, 2 short maybe. I kept saying to people in the press, you know, be patient. It does go, this transfer window, it does run, and I've done some of my best deals on the last day. And once again, I believe that the last day has been very productive for us, you know, and yeah, so I'm really pleased, but not just the transfer window, the last day, that the entire window. I think 7 new faces is good. I'm including Andy Smith in that because obviously, you know, he's not a renewal. We had a few renewals last year, you know, really big ones, Robbie, Bradley, you know, some real good, kind of some good names to renew. But the 7 faces that we brought in for the new season, I think are going to make big impacts, and I think people are going to be happy with them. I'm definitely happy with them, and I'll put my name to them all. And we'll see where that goes. Obviously, there was 2 out on the last day as well, you know, and that was Joe Bode and Jack Nolan. Yep. And they are going to, you know, go on and flourish elsewhere, I'm sure. I want to thank them both for all their efforts and everything they gave. I spoke to both of them after they made their deals final. Jack's now a free agent, which is a nice commodity for somebody to be, and obviously clubs will be looking at him as a free agent because that's what managers have been there. I know they'll be looking for who's a free agent now. Jack Nolan, you know, conducted himself really well under really difficult circumstances because he kind of knew that, you know, I was putting people ahead of him, but he still conducted himself well, you know, and I'm pleased for Jack, and hopefully he can move on. And Joe, brilliant, you know, we had some real fantastic moments together. You know, I'm glad to say I had some special moments with Joe with his goals. You know, some of his first goals in the English Football League. You know, some cracking finishes. Wimbledon last year, and yeah. Swindon, and you know, and again the last minute one at Tranmere away. You know, so I think Joe will find his feet going to Luton, the division above. Once I think that, you know, that was rumoured and found out, it's difficult. You don't want to stand in a player's way, and you're wondering, you know, what they're thinking at times. But I just think that for Joe Bode, for Gillingham, it was the right thing, and I really hope he goes on and smashes it. I really do. We've got a vested interest in him. Read between the lines there, but he's gone to Luton, and obviously we'll be watching and hoping he does well. That opened the door, obviously, for the attacking options, you know, and Gareth McCleary and Johnny Smith, I think, are 2 fantastic signings, you know, on deadline day. We haven't even seen Seb yet, you know, unfortunately he got that last sort of pre-season game hamstring, but the others you've seen, and hopefully you'll see what they were about. Travis will get his first minutes tonight against Fulham under-21s in the Vertu trophy, and again, I've heard really good things about Travis. I've not seen him live. He's the only one I haven't seen live. He's very much a recommendation, and then loads of video work and loads of video footage, character work on him, and he looks like he's going to play a real big part as well. So yeah, really, really pleased, excited. Don't want to over egg anything, but you know, I think Gillingham's had a decent window there, and really proud.
Now, lots of people are involved in the process during the transfer window. Mm-hmm. Might not have been the case 20 years ago. It's a manager with a phone, but you've got a recruitment team, you've got Joe, you've got the owners. How important have all they've been to ensuring that you've got your targets? Yeah,
there's still quite a bit of manager with his phone, by the way.
I'm not doubting it for a second.
That hasn't finished. But I will have to say there's also Joe Comper on his phone, and then Hess and James Harrison and the recruitment side of things, you know, working tirelessly, you know. I'll put names to them, they'll get me stats and numbers and video footage, and we'll work as a team, you know. And then obviously my team as well, you know, Darren and Pete knowing players. I have to say that Paul and James in the medical and sports science, wow, Minty and Jammer, everyone calls them, but those two, they were super professional yesterday as well, you know. Medicals need doing. I need then a risk assessment on the players. I need to know what they're thinking. Everybody played their part, you know, and then not just those, the staff around the place. I want people walking in on deadline day thinking, wow, I want to be here. So everyone's got to have this place clean. It's got to be nice. It's got to be professional. So everyone plays their part, you know. It's not just those, but obviously recruitment and I have to say Joe Comper and Kelly Durnham were just superb on that last. It went down to the last minutes, believe me.
Literally
the last minutes. I have pictures and text messages at 6:58, 59.
You were sweating.
Honestly, how they've got it over the line, fair play to them. But Brad and Shannon will be very proud of everyone because we're all pulling in the same direction, which is really good. And I think we've assembled a good squad, a very good squad that will, like I say, on this journey that we're on, will improve this football club, and that's what I'm here to do.
In amongst all the sweating and looking at your watch, you had to prepare a team for tonight's game against Fulham. I mentioned you'll make some changes. I appreciate there's certain rules and criteria, I think, as to who you can pick, but gives opportunities for others. Yeah,
there's people who need resting, there's people who pick up knocks, but there's also a game to win as well, and a pride in playing a football game, you know. So there's one or two definitely experienced players in the team. There's a few young ones in the team. I get to see some of these young ones in a first team environment. I know what I've got from my elder boys, but I expect, you know, there'll be a few changes during the game, but I will expect the same as everything. You know, you give everything and you become this Gillingham player. You put that badge on, and like I say, it's a really proud thing to play for Gillingham Football Club. I want to make sure that everyone knows the culture of the place, what we mean, what our identity is, and games like this is no different. We want to get out there and make sure we want to win this game. Winning games is important to me, so looking forward to these boys and see what they can do tonight.
And then Bromley, appreciate you'll focus on that tomorrow, but live on Sky, they're in good form, we're in good form, that's all set to be a real humdinger.
Yeah, everyone tells me obviously the Kent derby that we all we haven't had for a long time, because Bromley, you know, they've done unbelievably well to come out the non-leagues and get in the leagues. And you know what an incredible job they're doing. You know, third place at the moment. You know, nobody would have seen that. I'm hoping nobody would have seen Gillingham first place. You know, and we've surprised a few as well. But yeah, I've been there. I was there last week when they played Wickham in the cup, and I know what their strengths are definitely. I'm hoping they will be a little bit unknown with us. You know, like I say, the two wingers we've signed, Gareth and Johnny, they're gonna be very exciting in this level. You know, and so they'll be definitely coming into consideration for me. We've got one or two injuries back at Kane, which is great. You know, and we will be strong, and I'll have some headache selections, believe me. But that's how I want it. I know we'll travel well to Bromley. I know that the stand is going up on the side there, so they can't get the full capacity there yet. But being on Sky is going to be nice. It's going to be a real tough game for both teams, because we're both doing well in the league, hit some good form, and really looking forward to it. A lot of respect for what they've done, and I think Gareth McCleary actually started his career at Bromley, you know. So there's all sorts of irony there, you know. But no, it's a game in League Two which I want to be very competitive in, away from home. I want to bring something back, but we'll be going for all 3 points.
And just finally, the owners, Brad and Shannon, who you referred to a few minutes ago, have you spoken to them recently? I appreciate they've gone back to the States, but have you had any contact?
Do you think that Brad Gallinson would not want to be involved in transfer deadline day? He called me. He did. He called me on the way home just after 7 o'clock last night. English time, and I think Shannon was with him, and he was wrapped. He was really buzzing with the whole way things had gone and panned out, you know. What I'd like to say is thank you to those two as well, because, and I'm sure that's on behalf of all the Gillingham fans who sing his name tirelessly, and my staff and my players as well, because, you know, Brad's really put his heart into this club, and Shannon, both of them, you know, in equal measure. Shannon comes across and a lot more, but it's brilliant to have owners like that who back you, who believe in you, and you know, the delivering is part of the backing, if that makes sense, because we feel like they're behind us, and because we feel like they're allowing us to get on and run the place. We're able to deliver for them. I think they're great owners, I really do, and I think Gillingham's very lucky to have them, and I'm certainly lucky to have someone who'll back me to bring the players that I brought in, not just on the last day, but all through the transfer window. I'm really hoping I can deliver for them, which then means I'm delivering for the fans and the players, and it'll be a good place again, but long way to go. But yeah, great to hear from Brad on transfer deadline day last night.
Lovely. Gaffer, thanks ever so much. Thank
Cheers.
you.